Hi, boys and girls. It's time for some math. Let's get ready to do a drill. We're going to do counting by fives, skip counting by fives. The last time we did it, we stopped at 60. This time, we're going to go all the way to 100. Are you ready? There will be moments where I will not say anything, but I expect you to continue counting by fives. Here we go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 50, 55, 75, 95, 100. Very, very good. I'm sure you kept up with that. Okay, let's start our lesson for today. Yesterday, you began working with equilateral triangles. Now, that is a big, big word, equilateral. Can you tell me what equilateral means? What does that word mean? Go ahead and call it out or tell the person that's there with you. Equilateral. Is there a word that sounds familiar in there? Equal. Oh, equal. What does equal mean? Equilateral means all sides are equal. Means equal sides. Equal means the same. Equilateral means same, equal sides. And that's what we were working on yesterday. And today we're going to continue working with equilateral shapes, equilateral triangles. But before we do that, let's review some things. So, equilateral means equal sides. Very good. Let's see if you remember this. If I have a whole pizza, and if I were to cut that into two equal parts, what would each part be called? So, here's my pizza, and I cut it into two equal parts. What would each part be called? I'm going to write it, and you're going to tell me. What did you say? Each equal part is called a half. Okay, what if I want to share my pizza with two of you? So I'm going to share my pizza with two of my students. So I'm going to cut my pizza into three equal sides. How would what would those sides be called? Each side would be called what? I'm going to write them down, and you're just going to think about it now and then call it out. So if I cut my pizza into three equal parts, what is each part called? You ready? It's called a third. Why is it called a third? Because I had a whole pizza and I cut it into three equal sides. So now each side is 1/3 of the pizza. Well, I'm feeling a little generous, so I'm going to actually share my pizza. Instead of sharing it with two of you, I'm going to share it with, I'm not going to eat any, I've eaten enough pizza. I'm going to share with 4 of you, okay? So I'm going to get my pizza, my whole pizza, and I'm going to cut it into 4 equal parts so that everybody gets the same amount. I'm going to cut it into 4 equal parts. So what do we call each of those parts? Of each of those equal parts, what do we call? I'm cutting my pizza into 4 equal parts. So each part is called what? You ready for me to show you? It is a It's 1/4. So I have my pizza, and now I cut it into 4 equal parts. Each part is 1/4. So if I share my 1/4 of pizza with 4 people, that is how I would cut it, and that is what you call one of those equal parts, 1/4. Very good. Okay, well today what we're going to do is we're going to practice dividing triangles into 3 equal parts. So when we divide a shape in any equal part, we have to make sure that we know how many parts we're going to cut it into, how many parts we're going to divide it into, and each part needs to be equal. If you turn your workbook to page 310-4, looks like this, 310-4. So if you turn to that page, I'll wait, or you can put pause, and this is the worksheet that we're going to be working on today. It is a very, very simple worksheet where you are just going to draw triangles and you're going to divide them into 3 equal parts. And when we divide something into 3 equal parts, what do we call each part? I can't hear you. We call it 1/3. Okay. I'm sure you're at that page 37, 310-7. We're not going to work on the worksheet. We're not going to complete the whole worksheet together. I'm just going to give you instructions and then you can go ahead and work on that after the video. Because all you're doing is you're just practicing how to divide shapes into 3 equal sides. So up here, do you see these lines? We've got one line here, we have another line there, and up here we have another line. Well, you have to draw an equilateral triangle. What's an equilateral triangle? Equal sides, which means the triangle you're going to draw here, all sides have to be equal. So you're going to need a ruler so that you can make your straight line. And what you could do is you could measure. Let's use our centimeters. Let's measure that first line, and it measures 6 centimeters. So if this line measures 6 centimeters, what do you think the other two sides, how long should they be? If you said they should also measure 6 centimeters, you're correct, because equilateral means equal sides. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's draw our triangle. You can press pause while you draw your triangle. And I'm going to draw it right here. Okay, so there is my equilateral triangle. Then the instructions say that I have to divide this triangle into 3 equal parts. How do we divide this into 3 equal parts? Well, they give you a little hint up here. You can divide it into 3 equal parts like this or like that. And then here, you get to decide, you get to find another way to divide the triangle into 3 equal parts. So that is what I'd like for you to do right now. Draw your triangles, 1, 2, 3, and divide each one of these into 3 equal parts. And when you are finished, then we could continue with the rest of the worksheet. So go ahead and press pause while you work on this. And when you're ready, then you can press play again and we will resume with our lesson. Okay, so if you just press play, that means you have finished the top part of your worksheet. I didn't complete mine, that's okay. But you should have 3 triangles and each one should have been divided into 3 equal parts. Okay, well, we're going to continue dividing our shapes into 3 equal parts. This one down here is a circle. How can we divide this circle into 3 equal parts? Go ahead and show me. And there's a little dot right in the middle to help you out. So I'm going to turn mine over like this, and I am going to draw I'm going to divide my circle into 3 equal parts. And I'm going to actually draw it in 2 ways. There's different ways that you can do it. As long as they're all divided into 3 equal parts, it's okay how you did it. Okay. So mine, on my worksheet, I did it this way. It's almost like an upside down Y. From the little dot in the middle, I drew a straight line and then a diagonal line on both sides. And that divides my circle into 3 equal parts. Now I would like for you, in each part, I would like for you to write what that part is called. Write it in. Don't tell me, write it in. I'm going to write it in as well. So on each part of that circle, I'd like for you to write what that part is called. Is that what you have? 1/3. We divided into 3 equal parts, so each part is called 1/3. Another way you could have divided it is this way. You had your circle, and then you could draw or write a Y, and that also divides the circle into 3 equal parts. Okay. Now we have a star. How are you going to divide the star into 3 equal parts? There's a few different ways that you can do it. So I'm going to have you do the star and then this last one here to work on your own. All you're doing is dividing everything into 3 equal parts. Okay, boys and girls, so what did we learn today? We reviewed our word equilateral. What does equilateral mean? It means equal sides. Very good. How about when I say I have 1/3, what does that mean if I say 1/3? If you said that 1/3 is something divided into 3 equal parts, ding, 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 you did great. All right, boys and girls, have fun dividing those 2 shapes into 3 equal parts. We'll talk again.